reporter Sophie Reaper is outside Manchester Crown Court. Sophie, welcome to the show. Tell us more. What do we know?
Good afternoon to you, Martin. Well, this trial has lasted just over 3 weeks, relatively short compared to Letby's original trial, which took 10 months. Justice Goss, the judge presiding over the trial, after he'd completed his summing up this morning, he sent that jury of 6 men and 6 women out to begin their deliberations. They spent about an hour and a half this morning before the lunch break, and then after the lunch break, it was again only about an hour before they returned with that verdict. The foreman stood and was asked if they'd reached a verdict upon which they all agreed. They said yes. He then was asked what that verdict was, and the court was told it was guilty, that Letby had been found guilty of the attempted murder of child K. Upon that verdict, Letby really had no reaction whatsoever from the dock, but the parents of child K, who have been present, they were present pretty much throughout the entirety of Letby's original trial, and they have been present throughout the entirety of this retrial. Child K's father gasped. He put his head in his hands. It was really rather emotional, and he looked to the ceiling as he sobbed. Child K's mother also was provided tissues by the usher as she cried. Obviously, an incredible sense of relief for them. But as I say, no reaction from Letby upon that verdict. Justice Goss then told her that she wouldn't be sentenced today, that would take place on Friday instead. But although he did say she would be serving a life sentence in any event. The judge then thanked the jury for their time, obviously expressing the difficulty of the job they've carried out. A relatively short time, though, as I say, only around 2.5 hours of deliberations to come to that guilty verdict. Now, you can probably see behind me the press are gathering. We're awaiting a statement from the Crown Prosecution Service. We're expecting to hear from Nicola Wynne-Williams, who's the senior Crown prosecutor responsible for this case. There's also a chance we could hear a statement read out on behalf of child K's family. I think perhaps they were too emotional to be able to do it themselves, but we'll be bringing that to you as soon as we get it. But just to reiterate, Lucy Letby now found guilty of the attempted murder of child K while she worked at the Countess of Chester Hospital's neonatal unit.
Thank you, Sophie Reaper, for that update there live outside Manchester Crown Court. We'll come back to you later in the show.